my peoples. We got some good action tonight. Let's get it. There's a few fights, but the ones that I'm looking forward to, Curmel Moton, Jarmall Charlo, and Caleb Plant. Those are the three fighters that I want to see tonight. It's gonna be interesting. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers' favorite boxing show. Let's talk boxing, my peoples. Um, I think it's interesting that Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo are gonna be coming back the same night. There's been some friction between them two, some tension. They've gone back and forth on social media and personally. They get to fight on the same night. Maybe this is setting the stage so that they can face off against each other later in the year. JJ's in the house. Hello, JSmiff. I'm here. Let's go. What's the deal, my brother? First one in the building. First one to hit the like button. I appreciate you, my guy. But yeah, man, I'm super looking forward to it. Like I said, man, Caleb Plant, Jamal Charlo, both fighting tonight. Let's see how they look. Both have experienced some inactivity. Sometimes rust can be a factor when guys climb back in the ring. But also, Joely Hernandez is going to be fighting tonight. Kyron Davis. And I want to see how that fight plays out. The one that I don't see here, I also see Isaac Lucero versus Omar Valenzuela. The one that I don't see here that bothers me that I don't see it is Curmel Moton. I don't know if that fight is going to be part of the main card or the preliminaries, but I am looking forward to seeing Curmel Moton tonight as well. JJ's in the house. I'm working today early so I can watch the fights tonight. Ooh, hopefully there is some fireworks. No, I pretty much guarantee you, my brother, with Caleb Plant and Armando Resendiz, I think we're going to see a good fight. Same thing with Jamal Charlo and Thomas Lamana. I think we're going to see a good one. And Joely Hernandez, he's stepping up in competition. He's 7-0. He's fighting Kyron Davis, who has a record of 19-3. So he has a lot of experience. Now, Joely Hernandez, my brother, he got 7 wins and 7 knockouts. I think I know what type of intentions he's going to have tonight. Then I see Isaac Lucero versus Omar Valenzuela. They're both undefeated. Isaac Lucero has a record of 16-0 with 12 knockouts. And Omar Valenzuela has a record of 23-0 with 20 knockouts. You're going to see some fireworks for this one. What I don't like right now, I'm in the PBC, the Premier Boxing Champions page. And I don't see Curmel Moton's fight being, put with these. So I know that Curmel Moton is fighting tonight. I don't know if he's going to be part of the main card or if his fight is going to be in the preliminaries. But I'm looking forward to that fight. Noble Young. Yo, boss. My G, what's the deal, man? I appreciate you dropping in. So, you know how I do it, my peoples. Tonight, I'm going to be doing that exclusive Box Center commentary on these fights. Don't miss it. That's all I'm saying. Don't miss it. We coming with the heat. I'm super excited about these fights. I can tell you right now. We are going to see some fireworks. We are going to see somebody getting knocked out tonight. More than one person getting knocked out tonight. You're going to see some knockouts, explosive ones. We're going to see some beautiful performances. I'm looking forward to seeing how Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant are going to look. I feel confident that they're not just trying to win. They're trying to win, in beautiful fashion. Because this can set the stage so that they can face Charlo and Caleb Plant. They both have good opponents in front of them. They've both been, they've both experienced some inactivity. So anytime, and I have to say that I truly do believe that anytime that a fighter, experiences a certain level of inactivity, you gotta see how are they gonna look when they get back in the ring. Because sometimes we kind of tend to assume that fighters, they're inactive for a year, 2 years, and like they're just gonna come back and be their same old self. Sometimes that is the case, but sometimes it isn't. So, when a guy hasn't been in the ring in a long time, I want to see how he's gonna look. Dime little. I'll change it for you right now. So look, the last time Caleb Plant fought was September of last year, which it's a little bit less than a year. Give me a second, Ryan. I'm doing the show and doing some babysitting too, my peoples. So Caleb Plant fought in September of last year. Let me see Charlo. Let me see Jarmall Charlo. When's the last time that he fought? Okay, Jarmall Charlo last fought in 2023 when he fought the Mexican Monster's brother, Jose Benavidez. So there's been a little bit more inactivity on the side of Jarmall Charlo than what we've seen with Caleb Plant. But both guys, haven't been in the ring in a little bit of time. And we're going to see how they look now. And this could be a tune-up for both of them so they could face each other later this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing, Caleb Plant, Jarmall Charlo. Like I said, man, they're both going to look to win in beautiful fashion. That's how I see it. Go get the money. What's the deal, my G? Appreciate you dropping in. The fights tonight, my peoples. Part of the reason why you see me go live Saturday morning while I'm babysitting my son is because I want to make sure that you guys are aware of these fights. I want to make sure you guys don't miss them. Sometimes there's a lot going on in life. Whether it's your girlfriend, your wife, your family, your job, there's a lot of things going on. So sometimes there could be some real good fights coming up, but we're focused on something else and we might miss them. So I'm here right now to make sure that my peoples know these fights are going down tonight and they are going to be good. They're going to be good ones. My peoples, I'm starting a new segment. John Parham, what's the deal, my brother? Bam, appreciate you dropping in. I'm starting a new segment, which is Ask JSmiff anything about boxing. It has to be about boxing. And I'm going to do my very best to answer your question. Now, to those people who ask the best questions, I am recording it. So when I post a video of these questions and answers, I will post your question and, of course, the answer that I give you. So go get the money. Question. So you can ask me. Here it goes, my peoples. I'm about to kick this off. This is the debut of this segment. So you guys will be the first ones to ask your question. So here's the point. You can ask any question that you want to ask about boxing. Present, future, past, any fighter, and I'll do my very best to answer it for you. Go get the money. Did Curmel move up? I saw that he weighed like 138, 139 or something like that. His opponent as well. I don't know if he moved up or if they simply agreed on a catch weight. I'm not sure of that, but I don't think that he moved up. I think that it may have been a catch weight. JJ's in the Oscar fights were very good last night in Vegas. Yes, my brother. I was watching. I did not go live, but I was watching Fulgham, his young prospect. He got upset. Horrible, horrible. So there you have it, my peoples. Go ahead, kick off with any boxing question that you may have. It could be about tonight's fights, future fights, past fights, boxers. Any question, my people, that you may have about boxing, hit me. I'm ready for you. Give me your best shot, and I'm going to give you my best answer. But again, I will be going live tonight. I'm going to be doing the commentary for these fights. And I'm excited about it, man. I'm super excited about it. Caleb Fernandez, hola, saludos. Bam. My people, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Again, I want to see you guys if you want to participate in this question and answer portion of the live. Basically, you can ask any boxing question, and I'll do my best to answer it. That's what it's about. Let me know, what questions do you have about boxing? Let me know. And I'm gonna give y'all the J Stradamus. I'm gonna give y'all the J Stradamus treatment. But Saturday night fights, my peoples, it don't get no better for me. I can't wait for tonight. I think, like I said, I think we're gonna see some explosive knockouts. Caleb Plant, Jarmall, Charlo, they're both gonna try to make a statement, and they're both gonna try to show the other, like, look what I did, look what I did. Hold that. And I think they may very well be setting the stage to fight each other. That's how I see it. JJ's in the house. It looked like Oscar is going to hire Tio. We'll see. I mean, because with the whole situation with Devin Haney, I'm not sure how that plays out, because I know Teofimo Lopez is trying to get the fight with Devin Haney, and Oscar De La Hoya doesn't have a real good relationship with the Haneys, with Bill and Dev. Matter of fact, Oscar said that Ryan was not going to fight a rematch with Devin Haney. So I don't know if Tio's going to sign with Golden Boy, and then he won't get that fight with Devin either. So I'm not sure how this whole situation is going to play out. I've seen multiple reports that supposedly Devin and Teofimo was going to fight. But now, I don't know. I don't know how that situation plays out. We're going to have to see. So, my peoples, be the first to ask a box center question, my peoples. Ask a question, any question related to boxing. Be the first. Here we go. We got the first question. Go get the money. Hold on one second. We got to see how this goes. Here we go, my peoples. We got the first question. Go get the money asks, should Bud make Canelo do Olympic-style drug testing? Whoa. I understand where that comes from. I'm assuming, Munguia tested positive for PEDs recently, and now Canelo is going to be fighting Crawford in September, who is also under Eddie Reynoso. So I understand your question. I mean, I feel like VADA testing is effective because it has been working. You see VADA testing, people have been getting popped. They've been getting caught. So I'm okay with them doing VADA testing. I'm good with that. Go get the money. That's a great question, my brother. Appreciate you. That was the first question in the Box Center Q&A. Go get the money. You the first one, my brother. Anybody else got any questions for JSmiff, a.k.a. the human algorithm, a.k.a. a bunch of other shit? Let me know, my peoples. Boxing questions shall be answered. Remember that tonight, I will be going live. I'm going to be calling these fights, and I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting fireworks from Caleb Plants, from Jarmall Charlo, from Curmel Moton, they're all going to deliver. I'm telling you, you could take that to the bank to get some pounds. Plus, this guy's also fighting Joely Hernandez, 7-0 with 7 knockouts. Yeah, yeah. That man is gonna, be looking to be destructive. So there you have it, my peoples. Go get the money. Ask the first boxing question of the Box Center Q&A, questions and answers. Let me know who's gonna be the second one to ask a boxing question. It has to be a good question because I'm gonna record those and I'm gonna post it on another video related to the questions that boxing fans want to ask. Sherry Parker, good morning, my brother. Good morning, Sherry. Appreciate you dropping in. Yo, right now we're in the Box Center question and answer portion. And basically, I'm answering any question that you ask about boxing. So hit me, my brother. Any boxing question, whether it's about the past, the present, the future, a boxer, a trainer, a promoter, whatever. Any boxing question, go get the money. Ask the first one. It was a very good question. Go ahead, guys. Any questions you may have, hit me. Be careful. Don't fall. Gabe Rivera, dímelo, mi hermano. So Munguia had that famous Reynoso. Tinte meat, what? Tainted meat? Bueno, my brother. What's the deal, man? What's the deal, Gabe? I don't know, man. Munguia tested positive. And we got to see. We got to see now how this situation is going to develop. Hash Bass, what would you like to see from Charlo tonight? Hold on, that is. So, guys, remember, right now we're in the Box Center Q&A, questions and answers. So I'm looking forward to seeing, you guys' questions, who asked the best questions, and this is going to make it onto the show. I'm actually going to record those and post it later. So I'll go ahead with the next question. Hash Bash, what would you like to see from Charlo tonight? Great question, my brother. Charlo, he has been inactive since 2023. So I want to see how he's going to look as far as, is he going to be sharp? Is his timing going to be good? How is his activity going to be? And also, if and when he gets hit, how is he going to react? I'm looking, all of those little things. Is Charlo also going to be, super aggressive, or is he going to be cautious? So let's see. I don't want him to just win the fight because this is kind of like a tune-up, but I want him to look impressive. So that's what I'm looking forward to, him looking impressive. JJ said that has JSmiff. I don't want to sound like a manager, but Crawford is going to get $10 million for Canelo fight. Hold on, because this looks like a good one too. Let's get it. JJ Zendejas, JSmiff. I don't want to sound like a manager, but Crawford is going to get $10 million for Canelo fight. I heard he was getting 50. What happened? Canelo's still getting his 150 million? Well, my brother, to be honest, I don't know the exact purse splits because that there's also reports that, people just make stuff up literally out of thin air. So honestly, I don't know those numbers yet. I've seen that Crawford is supposedly going to make $10 million, but I'll wait a little bit longer. That's a question that, I can't answer off the top of my head because I could give you some bullshit ass answer, and you know that I don't do those, my guy. I do know that Crawford is going to get a career payday. Canelo's going to get a bag, but I don't know how much they're going to get, my brother. So we'll have to touch base on that once again. Just business. I'm coming out of retirement to beat up Deontay Wilder. Fuck it. They keep giving out free money. Come on, man. Let me get that one ended. Just business. I'm coming out of retirement to beat up Deontay Wilder. Fuck it. They keep giving out free money. Come on, man. You don't got to do them like that. So, I know that Manny Pacquiao is coming back. He's gonna be fighting, a world champion in Mario Barrios. But look, I don't want to write him off. I already made that mistake when he fought Keith Thurman. I was like, oh, nah, Keith is going to wash him. And we saw how that fight played out. So Manny Pacquiao, he's a special fighter. He's an all-time great. Yes, he's 46 or 47 years old, so father time. It is undefeated. We're going to see. Can Manny Pacquiao shake up the world? We're going to find out. But I don't want to write him off just because the type of fighter that he is. See? So my peoples, let me know what other questions you have. I'm gonna make it for you right now. Look, my peoples, that's how you know we grinding. Look, I'm in my house with my son who's watching TV. You wanna say hi? You wanna say hello? Say hello.
Hola. Bling bling.
See, he's watching his cartoons. Let me make your milk for you. So now I'm gonna be making his milk. Hold on, Ryan. Wait for me right there. So yes, my peoples, this is the Box Center question and answer portion of the show, which I am going to be doing from now on. So any boxing questions that you may have, hit me. I'm ready for you. I'm ready to give you the best possible answer that you can find. Ask me, my people. But again, tonight, we do have some great action coming up. Super excited about it. Caleb Plant. Whoa, wait a minute. We got Caleb Plant, Jarmall Charlo, Curmel Moton. Yo, we just got some good fights coming up, man, for real. Can't wait. Okay, we got another question. And the reason why I'm going to be doing the question and answer portion with you guys is because boxing fans who are close with the sport, who follow it closely, always come up with some real good questions, man. Real good stuff. So here's the next question, my people, which is going to make it onto the show. Here's the next question, my peoples. Gay Rivera, how do you compare the old four kings to the new four Twitter kings? What's your opinion? Ah, come on. Why you got to do them like that with the Twitter kings? Look, the original four kings, they came up in an era where all of the champions were fighting each other. All of the best fighters were fighting each other. And the new four kings, they're in a different era. You know, they're in a post-Floyd Mayweather era where a lot of fighters, especially undefeated fighters, undefeated champions, big stars, they don't fight each other. They protect that O, and they're looking for, to get the bigger paydays, to get, place themselves in certain situations. So it's hard to compare them with each other. But I will say Ryan Garcia has shown that he's about that smoke. Devin Haney has shown it. Teofimo Lopez has shown it. So I think the new four kings, they've shown that they're top level fighters. Well, it's five because you got obviously Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis. But I would say that the only one who hasn't stepped in there with the big dogs is Tank Davis. We already know that he's, a legit superstar, super talented. But all the others have already stepped in there with big names. I think at some point we might get that from Tank Davis as well. So the new four kings, they're legit too. The new four kings, they are legit, my brother. Hold on, Ryan. Let me get your chocolate milk. Be careful. Okay, we got a good question. Got a good question from my brother Hash Bash. When are we going to get the opportunity to see who is the best at 135? Well, I think you get to find out who the best in the division is Hold on 1 second, Ryan. I think you find out who the best in the division is when the champions face each other, when they unify titles. So that's when we find out. I think we have to see, Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson fight each other at this point to find out who's the best at 135. That's my take on that question. Good question, by the way, my brother. So again, my peoples, there's a lot of good fights coming up. A lot of good fights that we've already seen this year. We got to be excited. That's why when I have people show up and tell me, go on the live and tell me, nah, man, I think boxing is dead. I think boxing is dead, or I think boxing is dying. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Boxing is in a great place, my peoples. Anybody who's really following up on boxing and see these fights that we've had this year and the fights that are brewing, boxing is in a great place. I gotta tell you that. Oh, okay, here we go, my peoples. Here we go. Espérate, Ryan. No hagas ruido, que estoy grabando. Okay, so we got another question from... Okay, so we got another question from my brother. Go Get the Money. Where you rank Bud once he become victorious against Canelo, and does he surpass Sugar Ray? So the first thing is, I've seen, to me, Crawford is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world and has been for some time. So he's going to obviously stay in that slot. I think if he beats Canelo Alvarez, I expect him to win. We have to talk about him as far as an all-time great. And then we just have to wonder, is Crawford a top 10 all-time great? Is he a top 5? Is he a top 3? We have to see where we place him ahead of Sugar Ray Leonard. That's a possibility. We have to think about it. It's hard for me to say it right now off the top of my head. There's a lot of factors that I want to take into consideration. But a win over Canelo Alvarez is going to put Crawford alongside Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, Hagler, and other all-time greats. As far as placement, top 10, top 5, top 3, it's hard for me to answer that question right now. But definitely up there with the greatest of them. Definitely, my brother, I'm placing him very high on the list. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, my peoples. Next question. Imara 210. You watching Canelo Plant fight tonight? Caleb Plant fight tonight? Hell yeah, my brother, I'm watching that fight. In fact, I'll be doing commentary. You don't want to miss it. Caleb Plant, Jarmall Charlo, Curmel Moton. I'll be doing commentary for all 3 of those fights. So I'm definitely going to be tuning in, my brother. You don't want to miss it. JJ Sendejas. Hello, little buddy. Have a good Saturday with your pops. Good father, JSmiff. That's a real champ. I appreciate it, my brother. You already know what it is, man. Family first. All about the family, my people. There's, in life, there's a lot of things that get us, take up our time, whether it's working, school, and, even having fun, any activity. Can't forget about the family. Always make your family #1. Encontraste una moneda, déjala ahí. Look at that. I'm doing the live. Hold on, Ryan. I'll be right there. I'm doing the live with you guys. And at the same time, I'm making milk for my son. Está bien, tú lo pones ahora. Let me know, my peoples, if you have any other boxing questions. All of your questions, I am going to edit them to put them into another video to show that the Box Center audience is not just average folk that, casually watch boxing. people who are subscribed to Box Center, the overwhelming majority of you guys are like true boxing fans that be on it. Like, y'all know what's going on. Y'all tuned in. So when somebody really know what's going on in the sport, they know the questions to ask. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Hold on, my brother. I see a question right here. Okay, next question from my brother, Imada. How does Crawford beat Canelo? And how does Canelo beat Crawford? So I would say that Crawford beats Canelo by using his height and reach advantages. That's one thing. By using his better footwork, that's another. And simply by outboxing him. You know, this is not going to be a fight that'll break down to power. It's not going to be, nobody's going to get stopped. So it's not going to be about the power. It's going to be about boxing skills. So I would say Crawford simply outboxes him. You know, it's effective with the counter punching and just is successful with keeping Canelo at the end of that jab. How does Canelo win? Applying constant pressure, you know, effective body punching, going forward, trying to corner Crawford, get him in the ropes and letting his hands go on him and slowing him down with body punches. If he's able to do that and hurt him, then he can, you know, win the boxing match in the later rounds. Here we go, my peoples. Another great question. My brother Gabe Rivera. My brother Gabe Rivera asks, so JSmiff, why you think Ennis did not take the T.O. fight? High risk, low reward, like he was at one time? That's a good way to phrase it, my brother. Teofimo Lopez is a very high risk. He doesn't bring a title with him, so there's not that same reward. I've seen a video where they were saying that Boots basically told Teofimo Lopez, I don't need you, you need me. But I've also seen reports where Boots chose not to accept that offer because he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. for that title. So if Brian Norman Jr. is successful, he's going to fight right now in June. Then hopefully we can get Jerome Boots Ennis and Brian Norman Jr. for those 3 titles, unification fight, by the end of the year. So it's a possibility Boots just turned that opportunity down because he's trying to get Brian Norman Jr. Or at least that's what it looks like for now. Great question, my brother, by the way. You see, that is the reason, my peoples, why I'm doing this Q&A. Because when you know what's going on in the sport, you know the right questions to ask. You guys know what the people want to know, what the people want to know about. Here we go. Next questions. Imada 210. Did you hear Jaime Munguia pop for PED? I'm like, why Jaime? Was he afraid of losing to Sarasi again? No, hombre. Hold on 1 second, Ryan. So, yes, I did hear the unfortunate news of Jaime Munguia testing positive. I'm disappointed. Also, I'm suspicious. You know, so many Eddie Reynoso fighters keep popping dirty. And it's like, wow, you know, I'm not really a coincidence type of person. I don't really believe too much in coincidences. Too many Eddie Reynoso fighters keep popping dirty. So it's unfortunate. Let's see how this whole situation is going to play out. Disappointed, I could tell you that. I hate even talking about PEDs in boxing, but it's a part of it. I know sometimes we have to address it. I'm disappointed in Jaime Munguia. Hash Bass, do you think Crawford bulking up versus Canelo will make him slower? Honestly, I don't think it's going to make him slower. The reason I say that is because Crawford is a very athletic fighter. You know, he has a certain level of athleticism. You know, somebody who's a gym rat, somebody who's always working out, who does weights, who runs, who does a lot of different, physical activities to stay in shape. So I think that Crawford, facing Canelo at 168, he is going to be the faster fighter inside the ring. Is he going to be slower than he was at 154? I don't know. Maybe there could be a slight difference. I'm not sure. But I don't feel like we're going to see a noticeable difference in his speed to where Canelo's going to be faster. Go get the money. Did you hear Stephen Espinosa saying it's hard to find budget for the Tank and Lamont 2? Wow. I did not hear that, but honestly, I'm surprised to hear it, my brother, because Tank versus Lamont Roach 2 is a very anticipated rematch. The people want to see it. I feel like that fight is going to do great numbers as far as pay-per-view. I heard it had done 300 and something thousand pay-per-view buys, the last one. This one I think is going to do more than double that because people want to see it. It was a very interesting fight. Give me a second, Ryan. I'm about to go over there right now. My peoples, I'm going to keep answering your questions, right? But give me a second so I could put this water in this baby bottle and get this milk prepared for my son. I'm over here talking to y'all and shit. Well, that's what it is, man. I'm talking boxing and making baby milk. We multitasking, my peoples. We good at multitasking. Okay, here we go, my peoples. Answering the next question. Next question is from Adam. Canelo sucking on steroid sandwich right now. But I got Crawford with the KO. Hold on one second. So, listen. I got Crawford winning that fight, my brother. But I don't see it by KO. I see Crawford winning by unanimous decision. Imara, if Plant gets the job done tonight, who do you think, PA, Plant will fight next, Charlo or Berlanga? So I believe that it'll be Plant versus Charlo. I don't know if Berlanga actually want to fight Plant. And I got Plant whooping that ass. If Plant and Berlanga fight, I got Plant whooping him. But the fact that Jarmall Charlo and Caleb Plant are both fighting tonight, and they've had friction between each other, personally and on social media, I think it's possible that this fight from tonight for both of them is going to set the stage so that they could face each other later on this year. JJ's in there. It sucks to say that boxing will never get to its full potential because it turned into business. I don't blame the fighters of today. I mean, at the end of the day, it is about business. Luckily for us, there are fighters who want to make a legacy, who want to be great, who want to beat the best. Some are just going to focus on trying to make money, and that's it. Can't knock them. Adam, Jarmall versus Plant is inevitable. I agree with you 100%, my brother. They've already, with the situations that's happened with them going back and forth, and they've gotten physical, I think that fight is the inevitable. I really do. Savio Vega, you got to do ab workouts and jog, bro. Your chicho's growing. You too young to be built like a bodega owner. I'm too young. Brother, I'm 47 years old. 47 years old, my guy. Está bien, baja para allá, ven, para darte tu leche.
Yo lo vi en el mueble. Lo voy a poner en mi partida.
Champ.
Lo voy a poner en la partida, papá.
Champ, would you be surprised if Canelo wins in September. Well, Ryan, acuérdate ahí. So I'm gonna answer that question. That's a great question. Would I be surprised? Good job. You got more money. Go right there so you can drink your milk. So, está bien. Ponla ahí, no te apures, yo te la arreglo. Toma. Hold on, champ. I'm gonna answer your question. It is a valid, legitimate question. Ahora, little. It is a valid, legitimate question which deserves an answer. Hold on 1 second. So my peoples, everybody who has a boxing question, I'm doing my best to answer all of them. And I will be posting in separate videos your questions along with my answer. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Champ, will you be surprised if Canelo wins in September? So, being that I got Terence Crawford winning this fight and I feel confident, honestly, I would be surprised if Canelo wins. But I'm only going to be surprised because I got Crawford winning. On the other hand, Canelo is an all-time great, a pound-for-pound fighter, one of the best, obviously, of this era. So, in a way, I'll accept it. Like, Canelo's a great fighter. I expect Crawford to win, but if he wins, I can accept that. That's not something that would be out of this world. John Parham, Charlo don't want no parts of Plant. It looks that way sometimes. It's like Plant keep pressing the action like let's fight, and Charlo doesn't seem like he's interested like that. We'll see what happens. Box by myself. Saludos, hermano, desde Costa Rica. Aquí vamos dando el entrenamiento de boxeo por mi cuenta. Saludos, hermanito mío. Bam. Y gracias por entrar aquí y chequearnos. Y saludo a todo el mundo allá en Costa Rica que nos chequea. John Parham, I think I will be surprised if Bud wins. And that makes sense, my brother, because, if we're expecting one fighter to win and the other one does it, then, there has to be a certain level of surprise to it. Hash Bass, a lot of fans don't want to see Lamont versus Tank. And now they have a rematch because some fans believe Tank will lose. That's why it's hard to believe they doesn't have a budget. Sounds hate. I mean, I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know if they have or don't have a budget. I don't know what's going on. I know that the fight was supposed to happen in a certain date and they pushed it back a little bit more. So maybe it could be related to the budget, but honestly, I don't know. Imara. Yeah, you're right. Plant versus Charlo is next for sure, assuming they both win. And I wish we could get Munguia versus Berlanga. But since he popped for PEDs, I don't know now. Yeah, Munguia is kind of like up in the air right now because now that he popped dirty, is he going to be suspended? How long is going to be the suspension? His win over Bruno Saras, is that going to be overturned? So there's some things going on with Munguia that we have to see what happens when the dust is settled. Gabe Rivera. Hold on, my brother. Let's get your question in the building. Gabe Rivera. What you think about Benavidez telling Turkey no in that Alcatraz fight card? So, my brother, I was not aware that His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh extended an offer to Benavidez to participate in that card. To my understanding, the only situation with Benavidez is that he was supposed to be Dimitri Bivol's mandatory, and Bivol opted to vacate that title in order to have the trilogy with Arthur Beterbiev. And His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh pointed out that he was not interested in Bivol facing Benavidez. So that's the only interaction I know as far as Benavidez go with His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh. I'm not aware that he was ever invited to the card that will be held in Alcatraz. I don't even know if they have the fighters that are going to be on there. But that's what I can tell you, my brother. I have no information on that. So, like I said, you know me, my guy. I don't make stuff up out of thin air. When I get my information, when I do my little research, then we can touch bases on that again. Adam, honestly, I was surprised Canelo took the fight with Crawford. Crawford, a very dangerous fighter. It's about the money. You know, if Canelo's going to get, I don't know, $100 million, $150 million, it's worth the risk. Good job, Ryan. That was a good job. You know, if Canelo's going to get, you know, that type of money, I guess he decided it's worth the risk. You know. He might lose, but if he's gonna lose and get $100 and something million in the process, hey, whatever. JJ's in the house. Munguia went to the same carniceria as Canelo. Munguia is saying that it was the supplements. That I guess the supplements had something that he didn't know. And look, Munguia said it was the supplements. And I think, Munguia said it was the supplements, and maybe even the same day, because it was yesterday, Canelo said he wanted to make sure people know that Eddie Reynoso doesn't give him his supplements. Eddie Reynoso only trains Munguia, but he don't give him supplements. Make of that what you will. Love more Hinduism. Canelo gonna win. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. How does everybody know it? And I'm here telling you Crawford is gonna whoop that ass. What everybody are you talking about, bro? Chris Fontaine. Reynoso need to go to jail. Listen, Eddie Reynoso, I don't know, man. I think it's at least suspicious that people who are associated with him keep getting popped for steroids. JJ's in there. Crawford wins this fight. It's all about the payday. Next fight. Cher Valentes. Hola. Saludo. Bam. Love more Hinduism. Munguia is done. Yo, Munguia is in a bad space right now. Hash Bass. Any fighter will fight any fighter for the right price. Ain't nobody scared of nobody. JJ's in their house. Everyone hit the like button. Go get the money. Did you hear Canelo try to defend Reynoso? I'm trying to tell you. But he did it in a smart way because he didn't really defend him. He just said, look, Munguia, he don't get his supplements from Eddie. You know, he get that somewhere else. Eddie just trains him. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think it's, too many coincidences where Eddie Reynoso fighters keep popping dirty. And it's like they all have something different. Like, remember where Oscar Valdez, it was a tea. He drank a tea that was tainted. Canelo had the meat. And now he got the supplements. For every fighter who get popped, it's something else that they have. See? Adam, Hash Bass, welcome to reality. Canelo scared of Benavidez. I mean, I've always given Canelo a pass for not fighting Benavidez. Simply because the size difference between them is so much that I'm like, nah, man, Benavidez is too big for Canelo. Junior, Charlo losing today, and Charlo get your underdog money, JSmiff. Damn, don't say Charlo losing today, bro. If Charlo lose today, we're not going to get Charlo versus Berlanga. How you going to say that? I mean, Charlo versus Caleb Plant. Don't say that, bro. Damn. Don't jinx Charlo like that. Love more Hinduism. I see some upsets tonight. Charlo or Plant. Whoa. Eso es basura. Hold on. Love more Hinduism. I see some upsets tonight. Charlo or Plant. Whoa. I want both of them to win because of the possibility that afterwards they may face off They may end up facing each other, and I want to see that. But let's see. Let's see what happens. You're predicting that somebody's getting upset tonight. We got the receipt right here. Let's see what happens. Let's see it. Gabe Rivera, we worried about Victor Conti, but look, I already know. So he's the dirtiest boxing trainer of all time. I mean, like I said, man, it's suspicious, to say the least, that fighters associated with Eddie Reynoso keep popping dirty. Real suspicious. Go get the money. Soon Munguia linked with Canelo. He pops dirty. I was just saying that in yesterday's live. Munguia been a professional fighter for how long? Started working with Eddie Reynoso. A few months later, boom, popped dirty. What the fuck is going on? What's going on? JJ's in the house. I'm still putting my money on Crawford. Oh, yeah. Crawford gonna put the beast on Canelo. Sorry, I meant to say Charlo and Plant. Both lose. Damn, both? You got both of them losing tonight? Nah, I don't see it, man. I can't imagine they both gonna lose tonight. It matter. I heard Boots headed to the Eddie Reynoso camp to train with Canelo to prepare for Crawford style. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, hold on, Imada. Get that one in on tape. Imada 210. I heard Boots headed. Wait, hold on. Imada 210. I heard Boots headed to the Eddie Reynoso camp to train with Canelo to prepare for the Crawford style. Correct me if I'm wrong. Based on reports, that is accurate. I haven't seen footage of it, but Stephen Coolboy Fulton posted Boots fighting Canelo, something like that. And, you know, they said that that was about them being in the gym, sparring. So apparently Canelo is sparring with Boots to prepare for Crawford. And I think that's a very smart idea because you guys know that Boots, he fights as a southpaw and he fights as an orthodox. Both sides of it, he does it very effectively. Ok. Sube el cojín al mueble, mira, que se cayó al piso. Súbelo. So, sí, súbelo. So, hold on, my son wants attention. Go ahead, pick it up. So, you know, I think that Boots is the perfect sparring partner if you're preparing for Terrence Crawford. So, I think it's a good idea. Está bien, súbelo en el mueble. Derek, just so Boots might move up. I mean, if Boots is not going to get the fight with Brian Norman Jr., I think he'll probably end up moving up. Matt Gomez. Good morning, fam. Charlo will lose. Both are serious head cases. I mean, we're going to find out. I don't want to picture him losing because to me, if Jarmall Charlo and Caleb Plant both win tonight, they're going to fight each other at the end of the year. I just got a feeling it'll play out that way. So I don't want to see either one of them losing, but we're going to see tonight. We're going to find out. Derek, turned down the Virgil Ortiz to stay at 47, but now turning down the Teofimo to go up to 54. What's going on? So I don't think it was like that, my brother. I don't think he turned down Teofimo to go to 54. I think he turned down Teofimo to try to get that fight with Brian Norman Jr., which it is going to be at the welterweight division. So let me get that. Let me get a receipt for this one, Derek. So Derek says, turned down the Virgil Ortiz offer to stay at 47, but now turning down Teofimo to go up to 54. What's going on? So I would say that Jerome Boots Ennis, for now at least, it doesn't look like he turned Teofimo down to go to 154. It looks like he turned down that fight because he wants to fight Brian Norman Jr. so that he can unify titles. He did say, look, I don't need Teofimo, he needs me, because he's the champion in the welterweight division. And Teofimo's looking for the opportunity. So I think it's more about Boots wanting to fight for the title than to give Teofimo a shot.
Hola. Hola, papá.
Hola.
Mira que te
That's for your board? Your drawing board? Hash bash. They say Canelo is getting over $100 million versus Crawford, but they didn't give Canelo $100 million to fight Benavidez. I mean, I don't know how much they was giving Canelo to fight Benavidez. I heard they was giving him that and more. So honestly, I don't know. Matt Gomez, Crawford will win hands down. That's how I see it playing out, my brother. I got Crawford winning that fight. Chris Fontaine, that's like 6-7 fighters for Eddie now. That's what I'm saying. Eddie Reynoso, his fighters keep popping dirty. So you have to wonder if, at some point, God damn it, is he the plug? Is he the one getting it for them? I don't know, man. Real suspect. Raw Dog, Canelo spars a lot of black brothers. And now he got Jerome Boots Ennis in the camp. And I think that's a very good idea for his preparation. Go get the money. Plant goes hit the canvas tonight. I think Plant underestimated his opponent. Whoa. John Pound. Hold on, my brother. Here we go. John Pound, what's your opinion on Dev working with Benavidez and Roy Jones? I think it's a plus. Roy Jones Jr., we're talking about an all-time great, a guy who had an amazing career, lots of accomplishments. We know Roy Jones Jr. has an exceptionally good defense. We know about David Benavidez, his offensive firepower, the way that he applied pressure to his opponents. So I think both of them can help Devin Haney a lot. They can add a lot to his bag of tools. So I like it. I think it's a great idea. Junior, JSmiff. Hold on, JSmiff. Junior says, JSmiff, Crawford will be heavier than usual, and he will be much slower and will tire faster. We have to remember that. I can't agree with you, my brother. So look, Junior, what you're saying, logically, it can make sense. But I think that you're disregarding the type of athlete that Terence Crawford is. Te la busco ahora. I think that you're disregarding that Terence Crawford is an exceptional athlete. And what I mean by that is that he's still going to be fast. He's still going to be strong. He's definitely going to be faster than Canelo. And that's going to be the case because of his athleticism. He's not going to be slow at all. He's going to be the faster guy in the ring. I promise you that. Raw Dog, tonight Charlo and Plant are a lock. I mean, I got both of them winning, and I hope both of them win because, like I said, I think whatever happens tonight with them two winning is going to evolve into them facing each other later this year. Junior, and honestly, I think Tail can beat Crawford in 140 or 135. I mean, bro, but you're saying that T.O. could beat Crawford in a division that Crawford would never fight under any circumstances. We'll never see Crawford ever even fighting at 147, bro. And you're talking about 140, 135. Está bien, guárdalo allá. Yo lo voy a poner ahora. Al Montes, business gone wrong. Edwin De Los Santos wins. Honestly, I don't see Edwin De Los Santos beating Keyshawn Davis. Edwin De Los Santos is a very good fighter. Has experienced some inactivity. He hasn't been in the ring since he lost to Shakur Stevenson. Inactivity is no good. But not because of the inactivity and the ring rust that he might present versus Keyshawn. But I think that Keyshawn Davis is simply the better boxer. And, there's levels. We're going to see it that night. Chris Fontaine, I got Plant tonight. Gabe Rivera, I respect every fighter that step in the ring. But Charlo and Plant's opponents are C-plus fighters. So we're going to see Plant versus Charlo. We shall see, man. We shall see. You know that upsets can and do happen in boxing all the time. And also the guys that Plant and Charlo are fighting, they're not very well known. They're not famous like that. I've seen some video of them that show that they have certain level of skills and that they're good fighters. You know, maybe not the elite, the best, but they're good fighters. And on a day where you have a great fighter who's not at his best, and you have a good fighter who's, you know, performing the best he ever has in his life, that good fighter can beat that great fighter. We see that all the time in boxing.
Papá, ¿dónde va la pieza con esto?
Ven,
No, te voy a
ven para
ayudar.
ponértelo.
Acá, mira. Tú le pones la pieza y después lo pones.
John Parham, Plant in 9-10. Here we go. I got Plant winning too, my brother. Al Montes. Till should fight the winner of Sasaki and Norman. I mean, if he's not going to get the fight with Boots, I'm guessing he's going to try to grab a title at the welterweight division because he's already trying, right? So he's either going to go in that direction or the winner of Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Teofimo's going to go one way or the other. Go get the money. Once Dev shake back, he going to be good. I mean, look, his last fight, it wasn't an exciting fight to watch, but Devin Haney looked good. It wasn't an entertaining fight, but his footwork, his feints, his speed, his hand speed, he looked good. He looked good. Wasn't entertaining because there was a lot of footwork, a lot of movement, but he looked sharp. He looked good. King Nadish, what's the best name for a kid who will be the future face of boxing? You mean somebody who's not fighting yet, but will at some point fight? The best name? I don't know, man. That's an interesting question. The best name for a kid who will be the future face of boxing. Shakur Stevenson. There you have it. I'm going to read your question once again. King Nadish, what's the best name for a kid who will be the future face of boxing? Shakur Stevenson. There you have it. I said what I said. Imada, all right, JSmiff. I got to head back to work. Love the content and keep up the good work and spreading the boxing gospel. Imada, I appreciate you dropping in, my brother. Bam. King Nadish, trying to do some eugenics on my future son. Okay. Getting ready. Derek, good fights last night. Good weekend of boxing. I love it. Friday night fights. Now tonight we getting some good ones too. Love it. Chris Fontaine, Boots already training with Canelo. Yes, sir. Apparently they already sparring. And I said it earlier, you know, Boots is a great option. Let me get that in there. Who was it that said that? Okay, Chris Fontaine, Boots already training with Canelo. So I said it before, my brother. Boots is a great option as a sparring partner simply because we already know he can fight orthodox or southpaw, something that Crawford does all the time. Jerome Boots is the guy to prepare Canelo Alvarez for the type of ass whooping that Terence Crawford is going to give him. Derek, who you got between Inoue and MJ? Hold on, let me. Derek, who do you have between Inoue and MJ? Inoue, my brother. I don't have anybody beating the monster. Maybe Bam, if he moves up, Bam could have a possibility, but I don't see nobody else beating Naoya Inoue. Un boxeador que le dicen the monster se llama Naoya Inoue. They call him the monster.
Holy and a monster.
Inoue, Naoya Inoue. That's what they call him, the monster. JJ's in the house. Charlo. Yeah, no, they're going to box. They're going to fight each other. JJ's in the house. Charlo and Plant win tonight, and Plant has a chance for a storage. Like I said, man, you know, Plant and Charlo, they've gone back and forth. They've had their little personal situation. So I would like to see them fight each other. Hold on, Ryan. Let me fix it. Road Dog, I think Dev trying to be more offensive at 147 is all bad. I mean, we're going to find out because you can see that Devin Haney is now working a lot on his power punching. It looks like they're putting effort into that. So let's see if we see a new version of Devin Haney now that he's in a higher division. We're going to see it.
Ahí va la piedra.
Ahí está, espérate. Ya, busca tu lápiz para que tú puedas escribir. Oh, good job. Look at it right there. Sit in the couch so you could draw. Chris Fontaine, that's super smart for Canelo, but I don't think it will be enough. It's going to be hard to teach a dog new tricks. I mean, you could help somebody make adjustments. Little adjustments that could make a difference. John Parham, Cornflake might get Charlo. And he's been trying to get that Charlo fight. He's been trying to get that fight. LB Marshall, Salute Box Center. Que lo que? I want to see Charlo versus Plant. That's why I'm hoping that they both win. I want to see them both win. And hopefully we can get that fight for the end of the year. Al Montes, what you think about Rohan Polanco? Hold on 1 second. I gotta get that one in here. Shit. Al Montes, what you think about Rohan Polanco? Yo, listen, Rohan Polanco is an elite level talent, young fighter, fast hands, very good footwork, ring IQ, defense. He's a future star. And, you know, my Dominican brother, he's Dominican too. I've been following him. And I could tell you, man, this kid, he's going to be a champion. If you don't know who Rohan Polanco is, follow him on Instagram, Rohan Polanco. Check him out. The kid can fight. And like I said, man, he's going to be a world champion. He has all the tools and resources to accomplish a lot of big things in the world of boxing. That Norman fight in Japan, that's dangerous. Hell yeah, that's a dangerous fight. Hell yeah, and then you're going to be fighting in enemy territory where you know what can happen if it's a close fight. You got to dominate. You over there, you're going to have to dominate. Everything boxing. OG, what's the deal, my brother? Appreciate you dropping in. Superman, Boots is not Bud. You're right, Boots is not Bud. However, he's able to give Canelo similar angles to what he's going to get from Terence Crawford. He's going to be able to, you know, give Canelo that southpaw and that orthodox stance in the same round. He's going to be able to, you know, switch back and forth in the middle of a round or start a round as a southpaw and then the next round start it off as an orthodox fight. So Boots is just going to be able to give Canelo a lot of the different angles that he's going to see from Terence Crawford. Chris Fontaine, Keyshawn, that's how it always happens. The unknown always somehow find a way to get a good upset. But I got Keyshawn in that fight. Yeah, I got Keyshawn Davis. You know, I know Edwin De Los Santos, a very good fighter. Another one of my Dominican brothers that I got a lot of respect for. But like I said, you know, I don't tell you guys who's going to win based on bias, based on who I like, based on, no, I tell you based on the skills that I see. I don't see Edwin De Los Santos being able to beat Keyshawn Davis. He will make it interesting. He'll make it competitive. He'll even win some rounds. But I can't see him winning that fight. Hash Bash. Plants cannot beat Charlo because Plant lacks heart. I don't know, my brother, how you decided that he lacks heart. I have no idea, my brother, how you came up with that conclusion. Chris Fontaine, Teo needs to stop playing and fight Dev. I don't know what happened, my brother. I thought Teofimo and Devin Haney were already close to signing a deal and fighting each other. So I don't know. I don't understand. JJ's in there has just like Tyson and Buster Douglas. The biggest upset in the history of the sport of boxing is definitely Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas. Without a shred of doubt. Superman, Boots is an imitator. Come on, man. Don't do Boots like that, man. Almontes, I favor Keyshawn, but I'm rooting for my Dominican bro. He is a live dog. The odds are crazy. Nah, he a live dog, my brother. Edwin De Los Santos is a very, very good fighter. Very good fighter. That's the thing. Sometimes when we give credit to one guy, we tend to diminish the other guy. Just because I got Keyshawn Davis beating him doesn't mean that I think De Los Santos is a B-level, C-level fighter or anything like that. He can fight. Got speed, footwork, power in both hands. But I just think that Keyshawn Davis is a better boxer. That's all it is. Ozzy. Hold on. Ozzy, do you think there could be a knockdown in Canelo versus Bud fight? There could be a knockdown. There could be multiple knockdowns. Do I think there's going to be a knockdown? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think anybody's going to visit the canvas. That's my take. Superman, lacking heart is cap. Plant is the of heart. The heart of heart. Yo, Plant got heart. I don't know how he came up with that. That Plant don't got no heart. That's crazy. What? Did you watch Plant versus Canelo? Plant was putting hands on Canelo until he got hurt and got stopped. He was there to fight. Not like some of the guys who faced Canelo and was there to run and just get a paycheck and try not to get knocked out. Plant was there to fight. Hash Bass, I came to that conclusion because Plant bitch up versus Canelo. Yo, you wildin' out, Hash Bass. Go watch Plant versus Canelo and watch Charlo versus Canelo and see who really bitched out. Charlo's the one that was fighting to survive. Caleb Plant was winning rounds on Canelo and doing mad good. He was laying hands on Canelo until he got hurt. Chris Fontaine, facts. Plant lacking heart is crazy for someone to say. Yo, insane. I can't even believe it. Champ, Canelo never been to the canvas. And same with Bud. Bud put a knee down, and they try to say he got knocked down, but he put a knee down, but he never been laid down. He never been dropped like that. Derek, you think Bud got knocked down in the Mean Machine fight? In reality, I don't think he got knocked down, but the rules are the rules. His knee was put down. But in reality, I've watched that fight more than once. I've watched that replay a bunch of times. You could go watch it right now and see that I'm being real with it. What really happened, Mean Machine caught Bud with a good shot, and they was at close range. And then when he caught him with that shot, he kind of shoved him a little bit, and Bud went down. Like, kind of like punched and pushed at the same time. And he went down. But the shot, I would say the shot hurt him, but the shot didn't put him down. It was kind of like that little shove that he gave him at close range right after landing it. But fair call, knee was down. They called it a knockdown, but he didn't really get dropped like that. Got up and knocked him out right after that. Derek. Oh, no. Superman. Yes, he gassed out too. Derek. Yeah, Plant got mad hard. Just watch the Benavidez fight. Guy tripping. Plant stand on business all the time. I'm trying to tell you, my brother, Caleb Plant is done fought. Look, the fact that he fought David Benavidez, when a lot of people, including Canelo, haven't want to fight him, tell you what he about. Sweet hands, definitely got heart. Definitely. Champ, I don't think they called it a knockdown. Champ. They went straight back to fighting. Nah, with Mean Machine, they called it a knockdown. They called it a knockdown with Mean Machine. It was a knockdown. Watch. Let me show you. Mean Machine and Crawford. People have Googled that shit so many times. Yeah, my brother Crawford got a count against Gamboa. Okay, if the ref didn't count it, okay, so there you go. But like I said, I didn't really see that as a knockdown. I didn't see it as a knockdown. Oh, there we go. Look. I found it. Look at this, my peoples. Watch this. Watch how Crawford ends up going down. I want you to see. For all the people who always bring up that knockdown. Hold on, Ryan. Hold on. I got to show them something. Bug got dropped versus Gamboa. Look. Boom. Look at this. Look. You saw he caught him with a shot with a right. Oh, damn. Hold on. Hold on, Ryan. I'm showing them something. Look at this, my people. That's Terrence Crawford versus Mean Machine. Derek, now. But got hurt against Gamboa, but not dropped. Oh, okay. I thought he had got dropped. You see, you saw the knee right there? Oh, yeah, they called it a slip. But that was the knockdown, yo, that a lot of people was calling with Crawford. That's what they try to say, that Mean Machine. Okay. No, mira lo que estamos viendo. Esto no es juego, ¿no? Esto no es juego, little. ¿Dónde están los muñequitos? No. With Gamboa, yeah, he got touched up. He got hurt a little bit, like stunned. And think about it, my peoples. Terrence Crawford has already over 40 wins. And when people try to say that he can't take a hit, they go like 10 years ago to Gamboa, who caught him with a good shot and stunned him. And then this guy who buzzed him a little bit years ago, 2 fights out of 40-something. And you're going to say that he don't have a chin because he got stunned twice out of 40-something fight? That's crazy work. Crawford definitely a different animal. Espérate, Lilo, déjame terminar aquí. Déjame decirle bye bye. Dile bye bye a ellos, mira.
Bye.
Dile bye bye.
Bye.
See you later. My peoples, I'm going to have to go from being a Box Center host to being a daddy. Ryan Enzo want to holler at me, so I'm going to have to let you go, my peoples. Y'all already know how it is. Family's number one. And y'all got to get to know this guy, my peoples, because eventually he's going to be the one. He's going to be the face of Box Center. He's going to be the one running this show. So it's going to be me running this show. Then eventually he's going to be my co-host. And then this is going to be his show. So my peoples, y'all already know tonight I am going to be doing the live commentary. We done. We're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. You want to play video games? Okay, we're going to get out of here. My peoples, I'm going to see y'all tonight. Y'all already know what it is, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. I'm JSmiff. This is Box Center. Your favorite boxers. Favorite boxing show. Tonight, the PB... Okay, the PBC card starts at around 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to see you guys tonight, my peoples. Y'all already know what it is. Peace and love to everybody. Yo, I'm out of here. Bam.